All right, today we're diving into a tool that is totally changing the game for AI art, moving it way beyond just a simple text prompt. It's called Comfyui, and trust me, it's less about just describing an image and more about becoming the actual architect of the entire creative process. So here's the game plan. We're going to start with why we even need something like Comfyui, then we'll break down what it actually is, see how it works, explore the amazing community behind it, get real about its pros and cons, and then we'll look at where this is all heading.
To really get why a tool like Comfyui is such a big deal, we have to start with the problem it's trying to solve, the limits of that single, simple text box.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You write this brilliant, detailed prompt, you hit generate, and you get something, well, it's interesting for sure, but it's not quite what was in your head. So you try again, and poof, something completely different. It's fun, but man, it's a total gamble. And this right here is the heart of the problem for anyone trying to make stuff seriously. This quote from Data Studios just nails it. You can't build a reliable workflow on prompt magic. If you want to move from just happy accidents to creating things with intention, you need control, you need consistency, and those are two things that most simple generators just can't give you. So, if prompt magic is the problem, what's the solution? How do we get that control back? Well, that's where a tool designed for exactly this comes in, Comfyui. Okay, so what is it? At its core, Comfyui is a way to interact with generative AI, but its whole approach is fundamentally different. It uses a visual system based on graphs and nodes. This means instead of hiding the whole process inside a black box, it opens it up, exposing every single step and giving you absolute granular control. This table really says it all. Think about it like this. A simple AI generator is like a microwave meal. You push a button and hope it turns out okay. Comfyui, on the other hand, that's a full professional kitchen. Each node is an ingredient or a cooking step, and you're the chef, connecting them all to build the perfect recipe for your image.
So this kitchen of nodes idea sounds cool, but what does it actually look like when you're using it? How do all these little boxes and wires come together to make an actual image?
Here's a look at a super basic workflow. Each one of these steps is its own little node that you can see and adjust. First, you load your model. That's like the AI's brain, the Stable Diffusion model itself. Next, you write your prompts, what you want to see, and just as important, what you don't want to see. Then you choose a sampler. Think of this as the artistic technique the AI uses, like its brushstrokes. Different samplers give you totally different styles. And finally, a special node decodes the AI's abstract idea from what's called the latent space and turns it into the final picture. Every single part of this chain is right there for you to control.
And the flexibility here is just immense. Comfyui isn't locked into one type of model. Whether you're using the classic Stable Diffusion 1.5, the super high-res SDXL, or even advanced tools like ControlNet to lock in specific poses for a character, Comfyui handles it. It supports pretty much the entire open model world. You can mix and match components in ways other tools just won't let you.
But here's the thing. The core software is really only half the story. The real power of Comfyui, the thing that makes it so incredible, is its community. Just to give you an idea of the scale we're talking about, the official Comfyui group on GitHub has 53 different projects going on. This is not some small niche tool. It's a massive, thriving open source ecosystem that is constantly evolving thanks to brilliant people from all over the world.
This community builds things called custom nodes. The easiest way to think of them is like plugins or mods that add entirely new superpowers to Comfyui. You need a super advanced upscaler? There's a node for that. You want to create complex animations or even video? Yep, there are nodes for that too. And the best part is there's another tool called the Comfyui Manager that makes finding and installing all this stuff incredibly simple. Okay, so with all this incredible power and flexibility, there has to be a trade-off, right? There always is. So let's look at both the single greatest thing about Comfyui and the one big challenge you might face. This right here is Comfyui's killer feature. Perfect reproducibility. It's a total game changer because your whole creative process is that visual graph, the entire graph, every model, every setting, every single connection is saved directly inside the final PNG file's data. So what does that mean? It means you can literally drag and drop a PNG someone else made right into Comfyui and their entire workflow just appears, ready for you to use, learn from, or tweak. It's an unbelievable way to learn and share techniques. But here's the pitfall.
As this Reddit post title kind of perfectly captures, when you have hundreds of custom nodes made by hundreds of different developers, sometimes they don't play nice together. One node might need a specific version of some software that clashes with what another node needs. This is a classic programming problem called dependency hell, and honestly, it's sometimes the price of admission for this level of ultimate customization.
So let's zoom back out for a second. What does this huge shift towards modular, node-based creation actually mean for the future of digital art? This is exactly where things are headed. Comfyui is quickly evolving way beyond just a tool for making still images. Its modular nature is turning it into a central hub, a production pipeline for AI-driven animation and video. Creators are now building complex visual effects workflows, the kind of stuff you'd usually find in a professional movie studio, all from their own computers.
And all of this leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. When you give creators the power to not just use their tools, but to literally build their own, to connect processes in ways nobody ever predicted, you're not just going to get better images, you're paving the way for entirely new forms of art to be born. The only real question is, what will they be?